Ranger Nation, and we are live. Ranger Command Power Hour, 7th anniversary. Zach, say hi.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about my voice.
He sounds like a 90-year-old grandma, smoking grandma.
How you doing there, kids? Welcome.
and there's AP. Hi, say
and
hi,
it's AP. I'm everyone's favorite.
So,
Yeah.
so I think, oh, hi, Doug. Oh, hi. So I want to shout out people in the chat. If the audio sounds good and everything, just let us know. We've tested this, and then we'll do the real intro, and we'll talk about everything. So, thank you for everyone that showed up. We got James mostly. Well, first off, we got Steve Martinez in the chat. We got James from Mostly Speaking Sentai in the chat. Cubby's Fan 13, that's Jacob P. We got Long's Toys, Josh Perry, Edward Sanchez, Big Mike 8109, who recently contributed an article editorial to Ranger Command, and we're working on another one right now. Also got, who'd I miss? We got Scott Sandler, Excel Hedge, we got Doug, Mason Merrill, Hoovian, Callum. Oh yeah, awesome. We got Callum here. We got Tyler Bozetsky. Holy crap, we've got a ton of people.
We've got the full spread, man.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I said Scott Sandler. Oh, Darren Moser, Dr. Sci-Fi himself. He's here. AP's in the chat, even though she's on here.
I don't know how. I was like logged in when I pulled it up.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna give you mod status too.
Oh, okay, cool.
So now you're a moderator.
Sweet. I have authority.
Respect my authority.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Get your questions ready, because we're going to depend on them in a bit. Pretty much anything that you want to know or have ever wanted to know, now's a good time to ask us. But I'm going to do the regular intro, and that will highlight all of our amazing patrons and make this so it's like a regular episode when I edit it. So, all right, here we go. Today on the Power Hour, episode 174, Ranger Command Power Hour 7th Anniversary Special, recorded live on January 25th, 2021, our actual anniversary. Welcome to the Ranger Command Power Hour on the Four-Eyed Radio Network. It's time to Ranger up with your hosts. I'm Eric, also known as Trekkie B47.
I'm AP, also known as Secret Ranger Fan.
And I'm Zach, also known as Hollywood.
From that old smoking Hollywood time.
Hello. Welcome to classic Hollywood, 1930s Hollywood, where everybody smoked 8-pack today, don't you know?
This episode is brought to you by our patrons on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/RangerCommandPH to learn more about supporting Ranger Command Power Hour. We have many of them here in the chat. Thanks to our $5 and above patrons, Chris P., Steve F., Doug F., AGW, Tyler W., Tyler B., Tyler D., Eric D., Leland D., Jacob P., Steve M., Liz M., Craig M., Callum M., Mason M., Hassan H., Hassan A., Bo H., Raheem Y., Derek G., and Teresa B. for supporting us this month. You can find all of our links at linktr.ee/RangerCommandPH, as well as our Amazon affiliate link at amazon.com/shop/RangerCommandPH, where I've edited for every single US release of the Power Rangers DVDs, because it's leaving Netflix in like a week.
Nice.
So
I just want to take a time out. Big Mike in chat said Zach sounds like Val Venus. Hello, ladies.
I don't know who that is.
He's an old Attitude Era WWE wrestler.
That's why I don't know who it is.
Yep. I didn't realize I sounded like him until Big Mike pointed it out.
So we were chatting before we went live, and I said for the final version of the episode, I could just auto-tune Zach for the whole episode.
I love it.
So I don't know. If I can figure that out, I might make that happen. So, let me do a tweet, but Zach or AP actually, I'll let Zach's voice take a break. AP, what are people saying in the chat as I retweet this thing that we're live?
Excel Hedge said party night on Titanus. Happy birthday, RCPH.
Nice. You
yeah,
know what? I
think Long's Toys. Chris, he said, make Zach sound like a Japanese anime girl robot.
Oh, that's why he's laughing.
That's why I was laughing. Because Chris is hysterical.
Oh
man.
Oh, we got Nightmare actually sent us another question on Twitter, and I'll get to, because I know Excel Hedge sent us something before. So I want to get to everyone's pre-listen to questions or pre-show questions first before we do the live chat. But that'll be later in the show, because I do want to talk about some news things that are happening. But let me do that right now. Keep mentioning the chat if anything. Oh, Kevin Odom, thank you for joining us. I just want to shout out new people I see in the chat as they come in. So
yeah. Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us for the 7th anniversary. It's amazing. I didn't think, when we started this all those years ago that we'd make it this far, but we haven't. That's thanks to you guys.
But Zach, how you sound is like if we were celebrating our 30th anniversary.
I've been doing this since Power Rangers was owned by Hasbro. Then it switched to being owned by Cartoon Network. And then back to Nickelodeon for some reason.
Oh, Derek Gale and Leland Davidson just joined.
Oh my God, they are here. Also, more patrons joining the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you supporting. I know, people can see you on the stream, Zach. They can see you
I'm
doing
aware.
it.
I want them to see how much I'm suffering for their amusement. Because, damn it, I believe in this podcast.
There
I
you
believe
go.
in our family.
So actually I can switch scenes because Josh actually just mentioned something. I'm going to switch scenes briefly. So he mentioned that he's been watching Mystic Force all week, so his eye is drawn to Eric's display. So I've got 2 Detolfs here, and this one in front, that's all Mystic Force. I've got the Manticore Megazord on the bottom. All of the mechs are from Magi Ranger. I've got Mandora Boy right here. That is the Magi King Deluxe Edition, the all shiny version. Trevelyan. So I got this whole thing is just like all Magi shine.
Yo,
stuff
we
right
got
here.
Sentai 5 joining the
Oh
chat.
my God, yo, what's up? Yo, 5. Oh my God. And then, so all of this Detolf is Mystic Force / Magi Ranger. And then the one next to it is all Deca Ranger SPD and some Bokanger / Operation Overdrive. Because to me, like, the holy trinity of Sentai was Deca Ranger, Magi Ranger, and Bokanger. Like, that was, I collected everything as much as I could from Japan those seasons. So that's what I love the best. So I'm gonna switch back. But I'm glad he's watching Mystic Force. I think it's an underrated season.
Oh, Doug just said, I got to see it in person once and nearly knocked Eric out and ran off with the whole shebang.
It's true. It's true. He almost jumped me, and I'm like, not today, Doug. Not today.
Not today, Satan. Not today. Oh man.
Yeah, I also have some guys, this isn't even I'm not trying to brag or anything. This is not even a fraction of my collection. Most of that is downstairs, packed away in boxes. Once I buy a house or own a space big enough to display all that, I'm gonna have the room to end all rooms. But yeah. So I do want to talk about a few news items we have, and I want to say, I'm not trying to jinx it, but I think this is the first time that we have not had any huge technical difficulties for something like this.
Oh, you better find some wood to knock on real quick.
No.
Sorry, yeah, and now once I say it, it'll probably all collapse in on itself in a black hole, but that's fine.
It's like when doctors say, "Oh, the ER seems quiet," and then like everyone shows up. It's like,
I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, I said it. Okay, but I do have some news items that I want to talk about. And
sorry, I have a news item.
Oh.
Someone gave us a thumbs down on YouTube, and I do not like that person.
How dare they?
Well, it seems like they just hate fun and a good time. So what I want everyone to do who's watching is to prove them wrong and give them a thumbs up. Because we got 26 concurrent viewers right now. And we love all of you.
Please like us.
Well, no, not even that. No, like our YouTube has blown up in the last year. Granted,
Rosano just joined.
Oh my God, Rosano. Yo, thank you for joining. You guys are awesome. Late, but I'm here. Happy 7th year. I got to meet Rosano. We got to meet Rosano at Ranger Stop.
He knows my real face.
He is one of the few people to know AP's real face. But no, I we got to meet him and talk to him. Just a really great guy. So you know what? It's one of those times where, you know, we meet someone in the community that has not interacted with us before, and it's surprising. Like, anytime, that's why I miss conventions. Like, I miss hanging out with my friends. I miss hanging out with most of the people in this chat. Well, all of the people in the chat, but some of them I haven't met before. And you know, we've, you know, I not to take it too much into the real world, but we've just had, you know, a insane year. And, you know, the fact that so much has shifted virtually, it's just made us become like more natural to these virtual spaces. And, yeah, but there's nothing that can beat like actually hanging out with people, talking to them in person. So, to those that I've met before or are good friends, I miss all of you. We all miss you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we can still connect in this space. So that's why we're here. Let me see. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna thumbs up our own video. Because why the hell not?
Because we have
I
no
miss all of you.
shame.
We all miss you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for ratioing that one hater, I guess. So we do have a news item. Oh, we got Tommy Lulu in the chat. Thank you, Tommy, for showing up. We got Mr. Yellow. Not long until we all become actually VR troopers.
I mean, listen, I've got my VR headset sitting right off to the side here.
You're ready to plug into the Matrix at this point.
Listen, last night there was a news story that broke that said Gabe Newell is coming up with a new controller that actually allows for your consciousness to go into the game. And I'm just like, yes, please, let me ditch my failing meat suit. I want to go into the VR world and be a VR superhero.
Oh my god, there's so much chat going on. I've missed some things. Sentai 5 official says, just want to say congrats on 7 years. Been listening since day one, and thank you for having me on as a guest, not once but twice. Hopefully more in the future. We'll talk. Looking forward to more and hopefully returning. You're always welcome to return, absolutely. Excel Hedge said, Eric, we all know you'll have a Shadow Ranger themed house. It'll be a room. It'll be a room because I don't want Teresa to kill me. Let's see. We got Hit People Guy in the chat. Thank you, Steve F, for joining. We got Psycho 0002711. How come you blocked me on Twitter, Eric? Well, I probably had a good reason for it, so who knows? We're gonna remove that. All right, Darling Homebody. We got that's Nicole from Mostly Speaking Sentai with James.
Yay!
Nice. So yeah, the whole basement is Shadow Ranger. Yeah, I wish it was. That'd be amazing.
Oh man.
Well,
no, we all just hit the lottery and buy the Ranger Command house.
Listen,
for real.
I'm just saying, like on the East Coast, you can get a multi-bedroom mansion for pretty cheap.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think the dream is one day we all have like the big nerd house where we can all chill out in and do our own projects.
Yeah.
Like those TikTok collectives in in California.
Oh yeah, the ones that all got in trouble for having maskless parties.
Oh god. Well, hopefully nothing like that, but
Marshland Monster just joined and said congrats on the 7th year.
No, he's been in the chat from the beginning. That's James.
I don't pay attention, Eric.
It's fine. It's fine. He said, congrats on the 7 years. It's the Emerald anniversary. Go grab the Wizard of Oz and watch it while streaming. Bang into a frying pot. Okay.
Like bang energy drink?
I guess. Long's Toy said, just by the hotel from Ranger Stop, we can all live there. Hey, that place was nice.
That place was awesome.
That was very nice.
It felt like a
walking
college
distance
campus.
to everything you could need. Like
our hotel room was like 5 feet from Wawa. It was the best time of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes. Man. Wawa was pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie. That's.
I haven't been to a Wawa in so long. I'm starting to forget how good the sandwiches are.
I had to DoorDash it this week or last week, but.
Well, so moving on to some news items, I do want to talk about this because this is wild speculation at this point. But
yeah.
let me bring it up on the desktop. So Shout Factory TV, they said, tell us you want more Sentai DVDs without telling us you want more Sentai DVDs. And there was a gif of like, you know, the Jew Blue, MMPR Blue kind of reaching up into the sky. And it popped off. There are 516 comments, 404 retweets. Who knows how many of those are quote retweets, and 775 likes. So are they just trolling? Or
yes.
I really hope not.
AP with the definite yes.
I really hope they're not trolling. I really want my Deca Ranger.
Me too. They stopped at Hurricaneger.
Yeah.
We were two series away from Deca Ranger. And I'm like, this cannot stand. Oh,
we had a couple new people join us.
Oh, great.
Josh Moore and I think Robert Pennington, unless he's also been here and I didn't know.
No, he's I'm sorry. No. He's been here. So Josh Moore said joining late because I'm a moron, but yo, I love you guys. No, we're just vibing. We're chilling with the group. Yeah. So Doug said first time I've seen that meme in the past month where I didn't want to rip my hair out. I think we can all agree that we hope that Shout Factory is not trolling. Like, I want my Sentai DVDs. We all want Sentai DVDs. It's an easy way. It's physical media. As we saw in the past couple weeks, we got Netflix that is not going to have most of the Power Rangers series streaming.
Yeah.
We don't know where they're moving to. We don't know if they're moving to. There's nothing concrete yet. And what have we seen? We've seen a supply and demand run on Power Rangers physical media. Hell, I ordered a set from Germany, Blu-ray, for Blu-ray quality Samurai and Megaforce. And I don't even like those seasons. And I just wanted them in Blu-ray.
You just want to have them in Blu-ray, yeah.
Exactly. So it's the only way you can get them on the HD Blu-ray that they were meant to be on. And we've seen this huge supply and demand run on these DVDs where Amazon is selling out. I don't know if Shout Factory is going to sell out, but whatever it is, it takes away the fact that watching it on Netflix or a streaming service is convenient. And Shout Factory has really leaned into Shout Factory TV and Pluto TV and Tokushoutsu and all of that. So it's convenient, but that's like a television streaming service. You can't be like, oh, I want to watch Hurricaneger now. Well, their schedule, they may be showing Kamen Rider Agito or something. So, yes, there are advantages to having physical media, but there's also advantages to having a streaming service like Netflix where you can choose to watch it at your convenience whenever you want at the drop of the hat. And we said this on the last episode. You know, Zach has the DVDs, I've got the DVDs, but I'm not cracking those open every time I want to watch Power Rangers. I'm watching it on Netflix on my phone or the Xbox on my TV, and I don't have to pop in any discs. I know that's, first world problems or whatever, but it's just so convenient to just say, oh yeah, you know what? I'm feeling like that episode of SPD that I want to watch.
Well,
boom.
Thought occurs to me. So Nickelodeon has the rights to show Power Rangers. What if it's going to move to Paramount Plus?
And that's what I speculated on the last episode with AP. I know you were out of that, Zach, but
I hope they don't, because that's another streaming service I'd have to sign up for.
Yeah.
Right. Mr. Yellow also brings up a good point. Some of the specials aren't available digitally or on DVD right now. And he's talking about I think it's Dino Charge holiday specials, because they did not show up on DVD. And they're subsequently not available on digital. The only way you could have seen them was through Netflix. So the only reason I say that I've been speculating Paramount Plus is because it's got Nickelodeon, CBS All Access, Comedy Central, BET, MTV, all of that stuff. And within the past couple days, Paramount Plus has already, CBS All Access has brand transitioned already into Paramount Plus. All of their social media has switched over. they're already doing these commercials that are narrated by Patrick Stewart, which is freaking awesome. And you see like this whole campaign that they've got of all the characters from all the shows climbing up the Paramount Mountain, which is part of their logo. And you saw like Anson Mount as Captain Pike, Ethan Peck as Spock, and in new footage too, new footage that they filmed for this, which was incredible. And but then you saw like Beavis and Butthead, you know, signalizing MTV, and you saw Nickelodeon, Dora the Explorer. So there's a pretty good chance I think Hasbro might shift Power Rangers to Paramount Plus. But like AP said, that's another streaming service. And it's a streaming service that not everyone has bought into yet or will potentially buy into the future.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug said Jeff Probst climbing a mountain. I immediately thought of Doug when I saw that commercial, because that first commercial, Jeff Probst was literally the first one climbing the mountain.
Just think how awesome it would be if we had another commercial where you just hear Patrick Stewart's voice saying like, "And coming to Paramount Plus, the Power Rangers."
It would be my ultimate crossover.
Like, I'm pretty sure Eric would just like explode of happiness.
I pretty much would. Well, the only reason I have CBS All Access now, Paramount Plus, is because of Star Trek. Like,
yeah,
I got it as soon as Star Trek Discovery premiered, so I've had it for 3 years. And yeah, I watch Survivor. Teresa watches some of the reality shows that are on there, but they've added so much more. I mean, my God, the whole backlog of Comedy Central and MTV and all of that stuff. Like
Viacom has so much property that they're putting onto this.
Well, that's the point. And now that Power Rangers is under Hasbro and they work with Paramount so much for like the Transformer movies and everything, logically it makes sense. And what I said last episode, I think it might happen. I think you might see in that Hasbro investors call next month in a couple weeks that is usually reserved for Toy Fair. I really think that they're going to say, oh, and hey, the entire Power Rangers and all of our family brand entertainment is now on Paramount Plus. I can totally see that announcement happening. So, I mean, but it sucks because Netflix has such a deeper market penetration and is more global. And I don't know how global Paramount Plus is going to be.
It's such a niche thing too.
So I just wanted to highlight some of the chat that's talking about this. Josh Moore says, I hope that Shout isn't trolling. I still need to watch like 8 of their Sentai releases, but damn it, I need more Toku DVDs on my shelf. Excel Hedge says, Go Kaiger Blu-rays. Pour one out for the streamers. For Josh Moore says, RIP Power Rangers on Netflix. Yeah, Long's Toy said Hasbro Toei deal ending. Hopefully Toei can work directly with Shout. We don't even know how true that is.
Yeah. I mean, we hope it could happen.
Right. Tyler says, part of me thinks that they've renegotiated Hasbro Toei to continue Sentai, maybe Power Rangers as well for physical releases. Leland says, Turbo Ranger would be a great Sentai. And we saw that. Like, they did Jetman. Mask Man, that was another release that they were supposed to do. And that was the one that was supposed to release after Hurricaneger, but we never got. So So it seemed like they were reaching the point where they were like, okay, newer Sentai in order, and then older Sentai, and like flip-flop, like working backwards. Joshua Moore says, I really hope Shout eventually handles a Beast Morphers Blu-ray release, possibly goes back and does Samurai through Super Mega Force. Even sans extra features, it'd be really nice if they made sets that match their others. And I've been saying that for years. If Shout fully gets the Power Rangers license and takes it away from god-awful Lionsgate, because I'm sorry, Lionsgate, those last few releases were horrible when it comes to, things like Mr. Yellow said, where we missed a couple of, holiday specials on DVD. And, I know they're not quality the best, but I'm a completionist, and a lot of people are when it comes to this stuff. Even though we might not like a certain season, we want it in our collection because that's the entire history of Power Rangers. Even the worst season that we think objectively is still part of that huge canon of almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Bezetsky said, watch it be something cruddy like Crackle.
Oh, God. You know what? I can't do like these Tubies and the Crackles and all that stuff.
Crackle, Quibi.
Crackle was trying to be good there.
Quibi's dead, Zach.
And they sold it to Chicken Soup for the Soul, and then they sold it to someone else, and it was just it's not good anymore.
Oh man.
They had those Dead Rising movies, and those were really good. But now it's just it's not a good thing anymore. So
I never even saw the Dead Rising movies. They had Dead Rising movies?
Yeah, they were really good. I mean, they were kind of corny because, it's Dead Rising but
yeah.
It was good.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was good.
Oh, I'll have to look into that. I've never seen those. I was a big fan of the games.
They had a couple, original series, too. Back when it was still owned by Sony.
I vaguely remember hearing about this, but I didn't check it out because I didn't care that it was on whatever it was.
Big Mike 8109 said it took 3 weeks for my complete Dino Charge / Supercharged DVD to show up from Target. It got back ordered within minutes. Josh Perry says, I've been using Netflix for my rewatch. It's been so convenient. But yeah, I'm in agreement with Josh Moore, because for years I've said, if Shout could get the license, we could get another mega set treatment to match all the other ones that they did. And from Samurai onwards, Power Rangers has been filmed in complete HD. They've been using red cameras. They've been using these high-end, super high-def HD cameras. And the only Blu-ray set that we got Power Rangers related when it comes to the television series, like Shout Factory did release the Power Rangers movie and Turbo a Power Rangers movie on Blu-ray. That was last year or the year before that they finally released those. But the only Blu-ray set that we got from Lionsgate for a Power Rangers season was Super Samurai. And say what you will about the show, but visually it looked freaking amazing on Blu-ray because that's what they filmed it in. And this glorious HD and those original suits and all that stuff. And Super Sentai has been doing, widescreen since Bokanger, but I don't know when they switched over to HD. I don't know what Sentai season that was. But at least today, you're getting to the point where it's harder to tell the difference between the Sentai footage versus the US footage. And I would love to see Beast Morphers on Blu-ray. Even HD on Nickelodeon. It looks amazing. Because I watch it through Philo, which is a live TV / DVR service. And Beast Morphers looked freaking great in HD. It looked amazing. And the show is over, and we have heard nothing about a DVD or anything release. And I'm crossing my fingers that all this delay of stuff is just Hasbro behind the scenes working out some kind of negotiation and re-upping the contracts.
Yeah.
Going back to the chat, Mason Merrill said I picked up most of the seasons on iTunes. That's another option you can do for digital. Um,
But make sure you save a local copy
yes.
in case they remove it from iTunes.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Doug says Netflix is how I watched everything when I did. Joshua Aaron Moore says DVDs don't work on your phone. That's a good point. Yeah. Wouldn't be mad because I already have it for Survivor. Oh, the CBS All Access thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm catching up on the chat. If someone wants to catch up on the chat, Luke Early, thank you for joining. Happy 7th anniversary to the best in the business, RCPH. Who else joined? All right, I think we're caught up. Doug said, if it weren't the exclusive home to Power Rangers, I'd love a Power Rangers channel on there.
On the Pluto.
On Pluto. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it about physical media. So I would personally love if Shout Factory was not teasing us. I know that I'm kind of skeptical on it because it's so easy for companies to like meme this stuff nowadays. And I'm so skeptical. I'm like, until I see a press release saying Shout Factory continuing the home of Sentai DVDs and now Power Ranger Blu-ray for the foreseeable future, I'm kind of just like, I'll show my interest. And the guys at Ranger Danger tweeted at me and they were like, yeah, maybe Shout Factory is using this as a technique to gauge the interest and show Hasbro, look, there's a demand for this stuff. Let's re-up the license. So it got a huge response on Twitter. And if that's the case, yes, by all means, there's a huge demand for this stuff, especially for Sentai. But I don't know. What do we think of this?
I mean, one thing is for sure, if it is completely gone from all streaming services, that's bad for the fandom any way you slice it.
It's bad for business too on a
exactly
Hasbro perspective.
So I think it absolutely needs to be put on a streaming service in order to continue thriving. Because like you said at the top of this, physical media is just not a possibility for everyone. You have a high, supply and demand struggle where, like Big Mike said, where he was waiting on sets that had been back ordered basically the instant they announced that they were coming off of Netflix. So, yeah, I hope it does end up on a streaming service. And as far as the Shout Factory DVDs are concerned, I hope that they continue. I need my Deca Ranger.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I'm right there with you. Joshua Aaron Moore says, I wonder if there's a chance that PR ends up on Shout TV. Sure. I mean, they could do another channel for Power Rangers, but the thing with Shout Factory TV is that it's not on demand, is it? Or can you go and choose shows? Because I thought it was just like a streaming constantly throughout the day type of thing.
I think it's
so if you have like the Shout TV app on like say Amazon Fire or Roku, something like that, you can choose from like a decent, I don't know if it's everything, but you can choose from like, it seems like it's everything.
Okay. Okay.
So.
Well, okay, yeah, they're saying it's on demand. Sure. Tyler says, I still need my VR Troopers Season 2 Volume 2 set, so they better. Yeah, I'm glad I reordered mine a couple years ago, because when I moved the last time, I was looking at my VR Trooper DVDs, and I was like, wait, I never picked up Season 2, Set 2? And sure enough, I went and bought it as soon, because I knew that was going out. And that's another thing we didn't mention. VR Troopers, Big Bad Beetleborgs are also leaving Netflix.
Okay, question for the crowd right now. All right. So apparently there is, give me 1 second. Okay, so Target is having 20% off movies on Target Circle right now, which works on the Super Sentai DVDs. Should I purchase Go-Go 5 right now?
Absolutely, you should.
Yes.
If nothing else, at least purchase Go-Go 5 to see that series in companion to Lightspeed Rescue. Absolutely.
Because I've been watching on Shout TV, Shout Factory TV, but like with all this whole like, hey, everything's going off streaming. I think I'm gonna do it.
So you're getting a lot of responses. Josh is saying, do it, AP. Chris Long is saying, why is that even a question? Tommy Lulu in the chat says yes. Yeah, the only response you were going to get was yes, AP. That's what Doug said. So literally everyone is saying yes. We got Vintage Henshin. Mike Dent, thank you for joining. I've known Mike for God knows so many freaking years. Mike was also, we did a spotlight on Mike on an episode a couple years ago. Thank you for joining. And he says, I just arrived in time for news of the Target sale. So good job, AP.
I want to do a quick sidebar. Eric, you remember the game Puzzle and Dragons when they did their Power Rangers thing back Ranger Stop last year?
Oh, yeah. That mobile app thing.
Yeah.
What?
They've got their Kamen Rider crossover starting
again. Well, I'm gonna have to re-download that app, I guess. Holy cow! Was that they had 01 on there? Do they have build?
They do have build.
Oh,
okay. And they have X-Aid, and they have like Showa Riders.
Oh, and welcome Lionel, our guy, to the chat. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, we're just talking about the future media of Power Rangers. Derek brought up a good point that a lot of Shout stuff is on Tubi TV as well. So if it's on Shout TV, it might end up as on there as well.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's another one I forgot. So yes, also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Next Mutation, which was the Saban-produced Ninja Turtles show, that is also leaving Netflix. I also have that on DVD. So I'm so glad, like on my shelf, I got my nerdy Maritoku shelf that I'm fine with. But yeah, AP, did you place that order yet?
I'm in the process.
I'm
trying to make sure I'm actually getting a good deal. And I think I am.
Nice.
I think you are too, because on Shout Factory, they've if you order direct from Shout Factory, it can hit closer to the actual retail price. I know Amazon might give a better deal, but yeah, if this Target deal is like 20% off, that's probably going to be the best deal that you'll get.
Yeah, it is telling me. Yeah, hold on a second.
Oh yeah, Rye Guy. Sorry, Lionel. Yeah, of course, Rye Guy. My bad. All right. So, gonna move on to our next bit of news, and I'm gonna switch back to the desktop setting. So, we got Power Rangers comic book solicitations for April 2021, and a little bit of behind the scenes. So we used to get solicitations from Boom, like these are the ones that they send to previews and stuff. So we used to get those a lot, and then the lockdown hit for coronavirus last year, and literally the last one that we got was the the May solicitations that were posted in March, because they're always like a couple months ahead. So for this past year, we had not received any solicitations from Boom Studios, and the only way you could see future comic book releases was through Previews World or Bleeding Cool, which is not always a great source. But if you've been following Ranger Command for a while, we're part of Boom Studios Press, so I get like the press releases and all of that stuff, and we get advanced digital copies so we can post our reviews and post the preview pages for everyone. Well, last Friday we actually got the next email for Power Ranger solicitations, and these are for the issues coming out of April of this year. So we've got Mighty Morphin 6, which is on sale April 14th. Bunch of different covers. So we've got the main cover, the Legacy cover here, as well as the Peach Momoko cover. She's doing an amazing job with these morphed pieces. This is the main cover here. So I don't know how much people want spoilers, but I'm not going to read the synopsis. If you want the full details, you can go to rangercommand.com. We posted that today. But Power Rangers 6 is coming out a week later on April 21st. And we've only got 2 covers so far for that one. The main cover featuring a young astronomer, and then these beautiful continuation of the morphing series from Goni Montez. And this one features Zach with his Omega Ranger powers as well as the Mastodon. So very cool covers. It looks like the blank sketch covers this round are going to be colored green. So lots of cool covers coming from Boom Studios, as well as their Kickstarter that they have going on right now. So let me bring that up just as an update for everyone. So at the time of this recording, there are 9 days to go left in their Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Complete Comic Book Collection campaign, and they are almost at $600,000. And I believe that is the next stretch goal. So if I go to their stretch goals, yeah, their next stretch goal, a D-Boss will be added to the slipcase of all Morphin and Megazord editions. Yeah, so there's their Kickstarter. So I'm gonna go back to the campaign. Is someone talking? Because I can't hear.
No, you're running away with the show,
I am
man.
not talking. I am placing a Target order.
Oh, okay. No, it was weird. When I switched back, I saw the visualization and it was all like on the yellow side, and I'm like, oh my god, is AP or Zach talking? So yeah, we do have that comics news that we just talked about. So if anyone is reading the comics or is into that, I know comics news is really big for us on the site whenever we post it. So seems like there's a huge interest in the comics. And in March next month, we are getting that Astronema Heir to Darkness one shot, which will tie in to Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers in some way. So lots of amazing stuff coming for Power Ranger comics.
I don't know if you can see. So I got O's.
Oh, you're just playing the Kamen Rider game as we do this.
Well, while you were talking about the comic stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, what's that?
Can everybody still hear me?
I can hear you.
Right.
Were you talking before and it wasn't showing up?
No, I was wondering why it was showing up when I wasn't talking, so I think I fixed that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like the visualization in yellow, that's connected to both you and Zach.
Yeah.
So there might have been
No,
some
I mean like it
background
was when
noise.
neither of us was talking. It seemed like it was doing stuff. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I saw and got confused because it was all on the lower end of the audio spectrum. So usually when that happens, it's background noise and stuff.
Probably me. I mean, if I was to do this,
It's doing nothing.
yep. Okay, I figured it was me.
No, it's not doing anything, so I don't think it was you.
No, I muted my mic just there.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Um, technical difficulties. Oh, Rye Guy says, is Billy's Legacy cover just going to be blue MMPR with teasers of gold that will never be? Oh, I didn't see the gold aspects. Let me go back to that. Shoot, it may be. Oh, there's just that's in the background. There's no gold in the suit or anything. I wish.
It's Joker.
I wish. Oh, I wish. All right, so we'll move on to our next piece of news. And that was all the news that I had. I was trying to do a segue, and I did look on the show notes. So, we have a couple of advanced questions from Ranger Nation, so we'll get that. I'm gonna check our Twitter account.
I officially placed my target order for GoGo 5.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations to me.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Let me just see these real quick. I know Little Adam 87 said, will ASJDF be making an appearance? Not today.
No.
Or ever.
No.
No. Okay, so we do have a couple questions from Twitter. So chat, if you want to hold your questions or start posting them now, we'll get through that. So first off, this comes from Excel Hedge, and this was a question that he asked back in December. I'm sorry we didn't get to it in our past few shows. We got busy. Thank you for the reminder, but we will talk about it now. So, their question was, I know we are all eagerly awaiting Hasbro's take on classic transforming Megazords, but should we be getting non-transforming Megazords in Lightning Collection in scale with the monsters? And which Megazord should be done first? First off,
neat.
No, first off, I want to shout out Ravon Cooper is here. He's in the chat.
Vaughn's in chat.
Vaughn, thank you so much for joining. That's awesome. All right. So what do we think about Hasbro and Megazords?
I mean, I kind of dig the idea of Lightning Collection in scale with the monster figures. As far as non-transforming Megazord figures would go, I think that'd be kind of neat. And as far as if I could pick one that I think would be a good one to start with, I got to go with the classic Ninja Megazord.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would look really cool in that scale, fighting, Pumpkin Rapper and Eye Guy and all those guys.
Now, I know a lot of people have seen and have their hands on the monsters, and we've all seen pictures. They are much taller and not in scale with the regular Power Ranger figures, and even like Lord Zed and Goldar are dwarfed, when in the show, for example, like King Sphinx, he's the same size as Goldar in the show, and his monster figure is slightly taller and more out of scale. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's not in scale. They're not the same. And I totally get that. As a collector, I'm like, oh man, this doesn't really match the show. But at the same time, I think monsters are supposed to be a little bit larger. But if you're going to do that, then re-release Goldar bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make him be in scale.
In that scale.
But if they do non-combining Megazord figures, but in the monster scale, then it makes more sense why the monster line would be bigger. In fact, that would be a good justification as to why they would be bigger. Because if you had a non-transforming figure, and it reminds me of what they did with the retro figure, the retro Morphin Zords, like the retro series. Remember those?
Yeah.
The Retro Fire. Retro
Yeah.
Fire. So the Retro Fire line that Bandai did, it was more stylized and action figure sized Megazords.
Yeah.
And I collected every single one of those because they were cool. That you could literally pose them with the monster action figures that you got. So it would totally make sense if the reason the monster size line, what if they announced Megazord line, but for action figures?
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
That would be rad. I'd collect them.
I would too. And we all know that they would do the Dino Megazord first. The one I would want to see most, I mean, I have to go with the Delta Megazord, but I would also love to see the Mystic Force Megazord in that scale. I think that would look incredible. And you could even have a 2-pack combine a Megazord with a monster scale, but do it from that season, yes, but maybe one of the most memorable fights of the season. And that way we can get more monsters from other seasons and more memorable ones.
That would be rad.
AP, any thoughts on, would you want a non-transforming Megazord?
Oh yeah, completely. I wish they would do that in like Lightning Collection style.
Yeah, I do.
I'd love to own like the Lightspeed Megazord and like the Astro Megazord.
Yeah, and I just want Megazords. I know they just announced, we talked about that last episode with the Flame Toys. We talked about the Flame Toys Dino Megazord that's coming out. But that's something where, to me, yes, it's transforming, but it's not like the show. And for me, it seems way overstyled. Like all over the place. So I would love if Hasbro actually did like a Lightning Collection fully transformable Megazord line. I think that would be incredible. And if Hasbro truly is going to keep Power Rangers going, and if they have this whole plan to go into 30th anniversary and beyond, then start the line. Start that line. Because I think the Flame Toys version, that's for a different set of collectors and a different aesthetic. Let's read some of the chat. Big Mike says, Shogun Megazord in the Lightning Collection style like Zeo got, please. That's another thing. They did that Lightning Collection non-transforming Zeo. And I've said in the past, if they make those big action figure type of Lightning Collection Zords, and if they keep that same scale, but keep continuing that for every series, then I would start buying them. But if it's just the Zeo Megazord, that's not enough. Like, I don't want to start collecting random things that aren't either going to be completed or if there's not going to be multiples of. You know what I mean?
Derek in chat said they could even justify another Tommy by having a scaled up monster-sized Green Ranger from Green with Evil.
Hey, I'm here for it. And Josh said to Derek, God, as dumb as that is, I'd probably buy it.
Oh, I like Robert Pennington's question. Read that one.
Oh, I'll get to the questions first, but he did say Thundersaurus Megazord or Astro Megazord. All right.
Ooh, Astro Megazord would be cool.
So I think we covered Excel Hedge's question. I want to get to Mir's question before we go into chat. Chat, keep sending your questions that we'll answer on the show right now. But I did want to get to Mir's question. So she said that she forgot to send in her question earlier. Good thing I caught it when I was rechecking the chat. So Nightmare 10 said, forgot to send in my question earlier. How has your podcast techniques and setup changed over the 7 years? What kind of tips and tricks have you learned? So this is more of like a me question, I guess, because I'm the one that has produced it. So when we started, I had my laptop from all the way back then, and that was pretty much what I used. And I've always this blue mic, let me see if I can show this on screen. This blue Yeti mic that I have, I've literally had this mic for over 8 years, so even longer than Ranger Command. Because
me and Eric were discussing how long I've had my mic.
Yeah, talk about it.
I know. Gosh, how long was it?
You said like 12 years or something crazy.
Oh, something stupid like that. Sorry, I track it based on what Glee episode was on at the time.
Oh my god.
Because I remember ordering it right around when a certain character showed up on Glee. So I'm going to Google that real quick.
Now, did you get it because you wanted to sing?
I got the mic because I was going to try out for that. This might date me a little bit, but there was this thing might still be a thing. The SimGM. They were doing Sims Glee parody videos on YouTube, and they were doing tryouts for certain characters, and I bought a mic to try out, and I did not make it. So.
Aw. Sorry, I was responding. So yeah, Rye Guy's comment for the Billy Legacy Gold. Yeah, he was just being salty that Billy wasn't the Gold Ranger, which I kind of figured. So yeah.
So I bought it around 2011. So this mic is going on about 10 years.
10 years? Oh wow. Yeah. And so how I want to answer Mir's question is that, so I had my standard laptop, which was new at the time, about a year old when we started the podcast, and I always had the same mic. But if you listen to those early Ranger Command episodes, we used to record on Google Hangouts, and about 2 or 3 years into the podcast, we actually switched to recording through Skype because we were able to get, when we launched our Patreon, actually it wasn't 2 or 3 years, we went from Google Hangouts like a year later to Skype, because that's when I bought the Amolto call recorder license, because that was one of the first purchases we did through Patreon. So we got the recording software for Skype through a Molto call recorder, and that's a premium Skype recorder. I'm actually using it now to record backup audio in case YouTube loses it. But for a year we were using Google Hangouts, and now Google Hangouts is completely gone. Like they're gone. And so we switched to Skype, and for the most part that's been pretty good for us. In fact, we at one point we had like a Skype phone number where people could call us. Like we could give that phone number to people that we interviewed if they didn't want to mess around or have home recording. Well, I have since gotten rid of that number because we haven't done a lot of interviews lately, but also because of COVID, now everyone and their mother knows how to use Skype, how to hop onto a Zoom call, all of that stuff. Yeah. So I think in the future, when, whatever the next interview is, obviously it'll be either through just Skype directly or through Zoom. Because, all the interviews like we've done with Ryan Parrott over the last year, those have all been through Skype. So not a big deal there. In terms of editing the podcast, for the longest time I used Audacity, which is a free software that you can use to record and also edit. Over the past month or two, we've actually all been recording our audio tracks separately on Audacity. And then AP and Zach just send me the audio files. And we used to do that a few times in the past, but when Skype and Amolto are working, we get really decent audio from that, and which I'm able to filter and process, and I'll get to that, because for the longest time, for like, I'd say the first 4 years or 5 years of the podcast, no, 4 years, I was strictly using Audacity to edit. Well, I'm also a graphic designer. I've worked with the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite for a long time. And so within the past 3 years, I've switched my workflow to Adobe Audition, which is Adobe's editing software for audio. And it just has a lot more comprehensive audio tools that I'm able to really clean up any background noise. I'm able to boost levels. I'm able to just really make the audio sound really good. So if you listen to like our first few episodes, it's like night and day. I didn't know what the hell I was doing editing wise. I had a little bit of an idea, but I was still editing because before I even started Ranger Command, I was doing I was podcasting with Aaron on the Starfleet Escape podcast, which we still do. It's just not as frequent. But the whole reason I got into the podcast editing bug was because he let me like completely record and edit a whole episode in our early days. And that got me into Zach, you're falling asleep on stream. Don't do it.
No, buddy. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
I see your eyes going, whatever. I'm sorry. I'll wrap up my story. But yeah, Skype is kind of phasing out for us. We still use it to actually talk to each other, but now we're recording just all of our audio separately and sending it to me. So
well, it was also because we discovered Skype has this feature,
right,
where if there is a silence in the chat, it boosts the ambient noise so that you know that there's still a call going on. And for the longest time, Eric was being driven mad, thinking that this ambient audio boost was coming from somebody's microphone when really it was just Skype.
Yeah, so Skype adds this like almost like a white noise to make it so that it's comfortable for listeners. It's like a psychological effect. But the past couple months, like a few months ago, it started bleeding through the actual audio, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because I have to, on the back end, I have to process all of that and filter out that noise. And it's just such a time consuming process when I have to edit. So, thankfully on our Skype calls and right now you don't hear it. No one hears it. So I don't know if it was just a random bug that we got for like a month or whatever, but it really, even then, it has forced us to change how we do things. And that's the thing. Our process is constantly evolving. Like when we do these live streams, I can actually take the YouTube video and just extract the audio and edit that. But I like having those separate tracks. That way, you know, if Zach sends me a track, AP sends me a track, and my track, you know, if we accidentally talk over each other, I can cut it, shift it around so everyone is heard. Or, you know, if Zach coughs or if if something gets knocked off AP's desk or whatever it is, I can silence that sound, and it's easier to do that when I'm dealing with separate tracks. So that's a long-winded explanation of how the show has changed over the years.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, other than I've moved, my setup really hasn't changed much. I will say it is improved. Better audio recording equipment, better, you know, this past year for my birthday, I said, I'm going to take this stimulus check and I'm going to invest it in my computer area. I am going to set up to be able to start doing streaming. And that included getting new accessories for my audio recording. That included getting a new monitor. That included getting a new computer desk. And like, there's still some stuff I need to get, which is going to have to wait until the next stimulus. But like, I want to get a green screen backdrop. I want to get, you know, just some other things that'll help the stream quality improve. So, yeah, as far as that, I used to record my audio via a tiny, like it was like this tall. It's a laptop microphone that I had plugged into my PC.
Yeah. And
for a while it was okay, but eventually I said, you know what, I need a proper, good audio mic. So.
Yeah, absolutely. AP, has your setup changed a lot over the past 7 years?
Hassan just popped into chat. Hey, Hassan.
Hey, Hassan. Thanks for joining.
No, I mean, my mic, good old, almost 10-year-old mic, still kind of going strong, but I did change my laptop, around maybe a year or two after we started, because my first one was like college laptop and it totally died. So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, like nothing's really changed from my setup at all.
Yeah, and we talked about that last time because behind the scenes, because I know you were considering getting a new mic because we just had, you know, issues with it picking up so much background noise, and your levels are lower that I have to boost up every time. So
yeah, it's like my mic's dying a little,
yeah.
But I mean, it technically still works. If anybody has any mic recommendations, shoot them to me on Twitter. I will take all of them into consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I also changed a couple years ago, literally a couple years ago.
Oh, no, wait. Oh. Sorry, I did change one other thing.
What's that?
I got a decent pair of headphones. For the longest time, I was using either an old pair of like Skull Candies I had from college, and then I transferred to a pair of headphones I got for free from Victoria's Secret. But I finally bought like a nice pair of headphones.
Nice.
And I love them.
Yeah, I upgraded my headphones recently too, just because the other ones I was using those for so many years. And yeah, one of the big upgrades that I did literally 2 years ago was since my laptop that I started Ranger Command on, that actually had a hard drive failure and ended up dying the Christmas of 2018. So I had to completely build a new computer. So I've had this computer, and that's, kind of what's powering everything now. And now, if you see everything improved, my lighting and all that stuff, it's because I'm on Twitch now too, and all of that stuff is coming through, and now it looks better. I've mastered OBS, which is how we've been doing the past two Power Rangers Survivor live episodes, and it's how we did this anniversary and last anniversary on YouTube, instead of doing Google Hangouts, because again that failed and was no longer streaming to YouTube. So all right. Yeah, a little bit more feedback. Is that, I don't know, that's weird. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, I did not have kinky headphones. What?
Excel had said AP had kinky headphone. I don't even know what that
Yeah,
means.
it's because they were the freebies I got. They were freebies that like Victoria's Secret gives you when you spend over like
Oh.
a certain amount of money. No.
No.
They were just a cheap pair of headphones that were like a freebie.
All right.
Guy is recommending the Samson C01U. That's literally the microphone I have.
Oh, there you
The
go.
one I have. 10-year-old mic. I love it.
And he said it's treated him well for 11 years.
Yeah, mine's going on 10 technically. Yeah, mine's going on 10 years. So.
2, because I got it last year when I still lived in Chicago.
I think yours is a step up from mine too. I think you have do you have the Pro one?
Actually, I think I do. Yeah, I have the Pro.
Yeah, that one's a little bit nicer than the one I'm working on.
Maybe that's your upgrade, AP, just to keep it consistent.
Maybe.
I think
I like Samson. Back when I worked in theaters, that's all we ever bought was Samson mics for the theater.
It's a good quality, and I do have another mic setup. I haven't used it for this podcast, but in addition to the Blue Yeti, I also have a Behringer Euphoria UMC 404 HD like mic plug-in, and then I do have Behringer mics. You okay there, buddy?
I just had to stretch. My back was starting to get tight.
No, it's all right. All right, so we're done with the questions from Twitter. So I would start asking your questions in the chat. I know we got a couple, so let me get to those. I guess Mir is not in the YouTube chat, but she's commenting on Twitter. She's like, oh yeah, I remember using Google Hangouts. First time I ever used it was for RCPH, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I just hope it worked out.
Sounds about right.
All right, so let's get to some of these questions in the chat. Let me pull out this window. Let's go up. All right. And if I miss it, please repeat. But Tommy Lulu in the chat says, who is one person you would like to interview for the future of the podcast? AP?
Sasha Craig.
Boom, there it is. I knew that was it. But
I don't know how functional I would be, but I mean, I'd still like to interview.
Besides Sasha Craig, which is probably the more obvious answer, but any others that's on the top of your list, I guess?
Oh, like anybody from SPD. I think that would be fun.
I was just gonna say, like, man, it'd be great to get John Toohey on here after meeting him at Ranger Stop and how awesome he is.
It was so cool.
He was amazing. I think that would be like my number one get if we were to get someone. We did do the Ranger Stop podcast version that you can listen to, and I did record those panels that we were at for John Toohey. He's got a whole bunch of great stories, and he just seems like a really genuine guy. So if we could just get him on a one-on-one, that would probably be my dream interview for sure.
That'd be amazing.
Because
yeah,
I'd really like to ask him more about Daggeron too with Mystic Force, because I feel like everyone was so focused on SPD during Ranger Stop when he was there that people kind of like slept on that he was Daggeron too. And I didn't see a lot of, or I didn't hear a lot of Mystic Force type questions. So I would love to get that side of it. Zach, what about you?
Yeah, I said John Toohey already. I think he'd be great. I mean, yeah, I just want the people who I have interacted with at conventions and enjoy hanging out with. Narvi, Paulie, let's get David back on just because I love him and chatting with him is always fun.
Yeah.
As far as we're talking about people who we haven't had on the show, gosh.
I know I've kind of been talking back and forth with Campbell Cooley, and he's done so many villain voices, but he's also been on so many other different shows and podcasts that, I really would want to ask him some different type of questions or have him on for a different kind of experience.
He'd be neat to talk to, absolutely.
Yeah, because I definitely want to get that voice actor perspective more. All right, I think...
How about, like, anybody from, like, Beast Morphers? I'd kind of enjoy that.
Yeah.
Get anybody from that cast.
Yeah, I think Abraham Rodriguez would be an awesome one. Rory Travis, Jazz Badiwala, like literally any of them. I think they're all amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to hear their perspectives on a more recent season. And one of my favorite interviews was when we had Yoshi on the show, and
that one was fun.
And it was great because we got to that was the first time we interviewed an actor while the show was still airing. And we weren't able to talk a lot about the show, but he was just such a genuinely like nice guy, and like he was a fan as much as we are for Power Rangers, and it was fun to talk to him on that level too. So yeah, Yoshi was pretty good. Let's see. All right, so Robert Pennington said, imagine your morphers are damaged. Shadow Morpher, Lightspeed Morpher, and Power Morpher. What secondary morphers would you use to morph? And that's a callback to our crossover type episodes, which we haven't done in a while. We were planning to do one last year, but then kind of held off on it. Not at the right time. So yeah. What other morpher would I use? So if I didn't have the Shadow Morpher, God, there's so many good ones.
I know what I would use.
Go for it.
Okay, so I would use either... I mean, I technically have two backups, if that's fine.
Yeah, it's more than fine.
Dino Charge Purple and Beast Morphers Yellow.
I was just going to say, those are the most...
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. If I didn't have the Shadow Morpher, I'd probably go with some Titanium Power. The Titanium Morpher. I think that's just an amazing suit. Otherwise, I really like the Dino Charge morphers because they're not only a morpher but they're a sidearm. So
For some reason, I picture Eric being Daggeron. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
I don't know.
look. Okay, you're making me.
And it's
bust
not a
it
John
out.
Toohey thing. I just like.
No, no.
It's like a cool like leader.
All right, so I do have funny story with this. So I do have the charger, but I also have the Genji lamp. And if you see this Japanese signature, I went to an anime convention in North Carolina freaking years ago, and it was the voice actor for God, he's not Genji in Mystic Force. Smokey. It was the voice actor for Smokey, the Japanese voice actor for Smokey, and he was literally at this convention. And I brought out the lamp, and this is the Sentai version because they never released it. Like, you can do the full gun, and you can do the wicka. Like, it does the whole thing. But I literally had him sign it. And talking through the translator, he said, this was so amazing. He never would have expected someone to bring this to have him sign. Because he did so many different other anime roles that people were getting stuff signed for. And this is one of my most, like, treasured possessions. I love this. Because he was so nice, and I loved Maji Ranger. Maji Ranger is like one of my top Sentai, just because I love that story that deals with family. I love that. I love that whole series. So this is literally one of the prized ones. So yeah, you know what? I'll throw out Titanium. I'll go full Solar Ranger, or Mystic Force, Solaris Knight. There you go. That's it. So, and I could pull off the Daggeron look too, like civilian cosplay. I could totally pull that off. If I grow out my hair to a ridiculous length, I might be able to do that. Zach, what about you? Alternate morpher.
If the Tricera power was not available to me, I'd definitely go Omega Ranger. Nice. I love that suit. I love his Zord. I love his Morpher. I love everything about the Omega Ranger or Deca Break, if we're going to be, talking about the Sentai. And yeah, that'd be my backup. Another backup would be In Space. I love the In Space suits. Yeah, the absolutely. Astro Megazord is so cool. Oh yeah.
Nice. Rosano Smith said, Power Ranger X Fortnite collab. Who's the most likely to get a skin, and who do you want as a skin? So, if you've seen me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TruckyB47, I play a crap ton of Fortnite. Like, I've been playing Fortnite for over a year now. It's amazing that they haven't done a Power Rangers collaboration, considering all the other licensed properties.
Need to get on that.
Well, Hasbro did do Ghostbusters in Fortnite. There were the Ghostbuster skins.
I know. I bought it.
So I bought one too. I bought it too. Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of Zach, did you get in the mail your gift that I sent?
Oh, not yet.
Okay. Remember what we talked about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's okay. It's good to know that that's coming.
It should have been there by now.
It may have been there today. I don't think my mom went and got the mail today. I'm gonna have to go remind her.
Okay. Anyway, all that aside, no. So what I could see them doing most likely, MMPR. I mean,
MMPR green specifically.
I was gonna say green. Green, and I think they would totally do like an alternate style, helmet on, helmet off. I could totally see that. So yeah, MMPR for sure. Who do I want as a skin? Hello, Shadow Ranger.
Yeah.
Come on. And his harvesting tool would be the Shadow Saber. It's just
I would drop serious money on Fortnite if that were to happen. Are you kidding me? I would literally like find a way to sell some of my collectibles to be like, oh, I guess I'm dropping $100 on Fortnite this month. Okay.
It's a free to play game, and the skins are only like $10 to $20, so you don't have to break the bank too bad.
I for Power Rangers, let's be honest.
Yeah. AP, any interest or no?
I've honestly never played Fortnite before.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched other people play Fortnite though. And I feel like I can still answer the question.
Oh, sure.
But I would like to see, honestly, I think it would be neat to see a skin from like the newest season. Like whatever the newest season is.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just, I don't know, regardless of if I like it or not, it's just nice to see.
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
It'd be nice.
It's nice to see the newer seasons get recognition, and it kind of ties more into that promotion of the new season. Like,
yeah.
Dino
like back
Fear,
when what was it, Xbox did back when the 360 was still like the top console,
mm-hmm.
they did like avatar skins.
Oh yes. Yep.
For Samurai.
Yep.
And I thought they did that before they did the ones for Mighty Morphin, and I thought that was neat.
That's true. Yes.
For the latest season. So something in that kind of realm. Just like a promotion for the latest season would be, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's something that I would love to see, because yeah, you're right. I got that Samurai Avatar skin when it came out, and I got the blue MMPR that's still on my Xbox. And it wasn't just Samurai Red, they did Samurai Gold too, which I thought was...
They did all of them. They did every single range.
Right. Wow, yeah, that's right. They did.
Yeah.
That was a throwback. That was a definite throwback.
I bought Samurai Yellow, and then I bought the Samurai Red helmet because of Lauren.
Yeah.
And then I bought MMPR Yellow.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I got MMPR Blue. I think I got Samurai Red. And I think I got Gold too. But yeah, I want to see more of that type of collaboration. I want to see, more of the current seasons like you're talking about. Because Dino Fury would be amazing. Like, I love those Resoldier suits. They look so good.
And it would also be like a nice thing to, some people, we all know that Power Rangers is still a thing, but some people don't. And it would be nice to kind of push that out there to like the giant Fortnite audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait. Okay, I'm catching up in the chat. So another one, yeah, Hassan Ahmed was here, blah, blah, blah. All right, Doug asked a question. Derek and I just got this on an Ask Us Anything and liked it. What's something you all appreciate about your fellow co-hosts? Get gushy.
Dear. What really can we say? We're more than friends at this point. We're family. Yeah. We're always talking to each other constantly. We're always relying on each other for emotional support. We love each other. That's just the pure fact of the matter. I adore these two people. Eric is my brother. AP is my sister.
Yeah, Zach, you really nailed it, because look, last year was freaking hard. And there's been a couple of recording sessions we had, and this audio never made it into the show. Will never make it into the show. I don't even know if we were recording some of that at the time, but
Yeah.
there's been a couple times where, you know, we've all got emotional at some point, and it was because of this isolation. It was because of, you know, people are bouncing off the walls. Like, if you're staying home and doing things properly, then yes, being stuck in quarantine for almost a year will mess with anyone. And there will be studies about this long into the future. People will be studying the effects of this, you know, until I'm super old. Like, this has literally been a study in isolation on a national, international level. And of course it's going to affect us. And
Yeah.
the only reason that we never stopped doing Ranger Command, because some days it felt like the only normal thing in our lives last year, to do something regular with my two best friends ever, and to do this, to just give something back to the community, to our listeners, and be that consistent, like, we're not gonna stop, we're gonna be here through freaking one of the worst years that a lot of us have ever had. So
Yeah.
Zach is right. Zach is my brother, AP is my sister, we are family. You know, I don't want to get all like Fast and Furious, like but it's true. We are family.
I ain't got friends. I got family.
I've got family.
Doing my best Vin Diesel with my crappy voice.
But it's true, and there have been some very hard days, and I know that AP and Zach are either a DM conversation or a message conversation away. And that's, I appreciate that they're there for me. Podcasting wise, I appreciate both of their opinions, both of their viewpoints. The show wouldn't be the show without them. And I've told them this. Like, Ranger Command is not Ranger Command unless it's the three of us. And yes, we've had guest co-hosts, and that's not to take away anything from them, but the dynamic of the show is the dynamic of the three of us.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, it's with what Eric and Zach have said, I can't say it any better, but it's like, just, it's like we're family, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're some of my best friends. They're my family. I mean, honestly, I keep thinking about back to when I was going to Ranger Stop.
Yep.
And that was kind of terrifying for me. I haven't really, I mean, I've taken trips by myself before, but like, it had been a long time, and just that was kind of terrifying. It was my first convention. I didn't really know. I mean, I knew them. I knew Eric and Zach. I knew some other people, but I didn't I've never been in the same place with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was the first time we all ever got to hang out together in person.
And everyone was so great, and it was just, I don't know. And it really put me at ease to meet everyone that I met, and just to meet those two in person, and they're just as amazing in person as they were on Skype and through text message and through everything else. Like, y'all are great people. And
so are you. And so are you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will never forget Ranger Stop 2018. That was, or 19, yeah. Well, before this, Paramorphicon was 18. But yeah. No, Ranger Stop 2019, to have that be the experience, like 3 months before the shitstorm of pandemic lockdown, that made it even better for me, because it made that experience better for me because we got to see each other. We got to hang out, and it wasn't just Zach and AP. It was Liz. It was Chris Long. It was Vaughn and Rossano and Steve and Ranger Liz and everyone who
and
showed up.
Shuki and J-Man and like everybody that we got to spend time with that whole weekend.
And I have inside jokes with people, and it's fun. I'll never look at Super Salad the same way.
And it's like, as great as the convention was, some of the best memories we have are from when we weren't at the convention. I mean, the fondest memory I have is all of us getting trapped in the rain out at City Walk.
Yep.
Oh,
and
that
going
was fun.
to Cowfish and going to that. I keep wanting to call it Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, but that's not it. The chocolate place was really cool.
Yeah.
And ordering those ice cream sundaes seemed such a good idea.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
And then we got them, and it was like, why?
It was an instant mistake.
Why did I do this?
It was an instant mistake as soon as they're like, here you go, wham. And we're like, this is great for like 2 or 3 people, not one person. My God.
I know. Yeah. It was good, though. It was a very good ice cream sundae.
Oh, it was great.
To be fair, it was just a mistake to not share them with each other or something.
Yeah. But just, like I said, just those fond memories of getting to spend time with my family. I mean, that's all there is to it. And I pray that we all get to do it again, in November of this year. I'm praying that we'll have this pandemic under control by that point. I'm praying that it's just in the cards for us to be able to spend time together, because I absolutely miss everyone. And, being able to see you all again in person is just, it's the light at the end of the tunnel for me right now.
Mm-hmm. No, I absolutely agree. And that's the sad thing, is that I don't know how much of this year is going to be a wash like last year. Mm-hmm. But we're going to keep doing Ranger Command, and we're going to continue to do what we love to do, because without it, I mean, I'm like, woo, crazy town here. Like, that's what it is. I need that sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
So that's the gushy part. Wow. Josh said, Mary F. Kill, Evil Green Ranger Tommy, Dr. Oliver Tommy, Turbo Era Tommy. I guess I'll take this. Kill Evil Green Ranger Tommy, F Turbo Era Tommy, marry Dr. O Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
You get the first 2 backwards, man. You gotta F Evil Tommy, because that's just gonna be fun. You kill Turbo Era Tommy.
No,
and then
Turbo
you marry
Era Tommy
Dr.
was
O
a
for the
race car
stability.
driver. He just seems like a lot of fun.
I can't believe we're having this conversation. JDF Watch 2021. The copyright strike. Stop doing that. Copyright strike.
I don't think they can copyright strike that.
I've seen worse.
Doug said Zach knows. Zach knows.
Leland, I'm still way behind in the chat catching these questions.
Weird, everyone's agreeing with Zach. What?
Oh my god!
People know what's up. You
guys are kinky as hell. Leland Davidson said, "What do you guys ever look back and reflect on the impact Ranger Command Power Hour has had?"
I mean, have we had an impact? We just do this show for fun and to hang out. No. I will tell you, I don't know how much I shared this on the podcast. There's been 2 moments
where I knew that we had an impact and confirmed my choice as to, like, you know, we do mainly family friendly. We bleep swears, and there's two things that confirmed for me that we were making an impact. One of the C2E2s I went to, I was with Teresa and I think it was James and Nicole from Mostly Speaking Sentai, and we were taking like a bathroom break. So at McCormick Place in Chicago, all the bathrooms are on a downstairs lower level, and it gets kind of busy because people are waiting to use the bathroom and stuff. So I was waiting on Teresa, and this woman came up to me, and she says, "Hi, are you Eric?" And I said, "Yes." And she had her son with her. And she said, "My son listens to your podcast." He couldn't have been more than 8 or 9 years old. And she said, "My son listens to your podcast. He was too nervous to approach you." And I said hi to him. But she said, the whole reason we went to this convention was he saw that you were going to be here and that we needed to track you down. And he was able to say that he listens to us and he really liked everything that we did. He was super nervous. You know, I made sure that he knew that, you know, we really appreciate it. And, you know, they were kind of walking away, and the mom, like, you know, mouthed, like, "Thank you." Like this means the world to him. And that was the first instance where I was like, you know what? We have an impact here. And the second was at Power Morphicon 2018. And two young teenage girls, I know one of them is Kicker Diva. If anyone knows her on Instagram, and they're doing this whole other amazing fan-produced series of their own Ranger team. And it was her and her mom, and she saw me. I was probably wearing a Ranger Command shirt. She's like, "Oh my God, Eric, Ranger Command." And she's like, "I've been listening to your stuff for years." And I was like, "Oh my God," you know, she's like 15, 16, what the heck? And the amount of, like, just, "Thank you so much for, you know, talking about Power Rangers, and, you know, I'm trying to do my own series, and I'm trying to get things off the ground." And the fact that on some level, that's why we do what we do. It's not just talking about Power Rangers, but I want, from day one, I always wanted this to be as open as possible and accessible so that people of any age can listen to this. And because, look, Power Rangers at the end of the day is a child's property. And I figured, I didn't expect it, but I figured we might have, you know, a couple kids or preteens or someone that's interested in Power Rangers and consuming this media on some level. So from day one, that was a conscious choice from me to be like, yeah, we need to cut out swears. We need to, you know, keep the topics open and that. So those two instances, like in real life, that's when I knew, I'm like, yeah, we've got some kind of impact here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So those instances are always in the back of my mind, because I'm like, I didn't know there was like, oh, teenage girl that likes Power Rangers demographic, or, you know, young 9-10-year-old kid who likes Power Rangers but is listening to a Power Rangers contest or content podcast. I didn't know those were demographics. Like, I see on Facebook and Twitter, like, our audience is like 20 to 30 to 40-year-olds, like our age range, our group. So you don't see that demographic on the other side. And just from our show numbers, we know there are many more people listening that follow us on social media. That's just a fact. So there are people that listen to us that have probably never interacted with us online and are just they're just listeners to the podcast. I don't know who they are, and I'll probably never know who they are. So that's throwing it out there. Let's see. Whoa, I'm just trying to go down the last part of the chat. Oh, wow. So Tommy Lulu in the chat said, I looked up the voice actor who plays Smokey, also played Pterodactyl from Rule Soldier, which is neat. Excel Hedge said, referring back to my Maji Ranger story, Excel Hedge said, now I'm just imagining Eric with a full coif of hair flowing in the wind, rubbing the magic lamp. So that's, I don't know, that's phrasing there. Josh said, I'm so MMPR'd out, I'll take anything over the oh, that's a Fortnite thing. Let's see. Oh, wow, a lot of preach and, oh man, I guess we said some gushy stuff. Doug said, I demanded gushy and the gushy hath been delivered. Oh my God. We just went into Ranger Command after dark. Oh yeah, that was a bit dark.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm caught up in the chat. If there are any other questions, I mean, we'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. I think approaching 2 hours is pretty good. But
I was just mentioning Shuki.
Yeah. Oh, Shuki, welcome to the chat.
You made it right before the end.
I'm 2 hours late because work is horrible, but I'm here to say happy anniversary. Thank you, Rye, so much. We love you. Burgundy Ranger says, just a ballpark figure, what's your average download count per podcast? I'm never revealing that because, because I don't want to. Let's just say it's a very good number. And
it's a number that constantly surprises us.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I will say that last year, 2020, was also probably the best numbers for our website as well in terms of views. Like, there was a couple months there that I was like, what just happened? and we got picked up by Google for a few news stories, and it was just like, what the hell is happening? So, pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Look, I would do a Power Rangers podcast no matter what, but in addition to the amazing support that we get from patrons, from the people that just listen to the show, trust me, it's worth our time to do this. And like I said, we do it anyway, despite numbers. Numbers don't drive me, but it's nice validation at the end of the day. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Oh, God. Tommy Lulu says 3 more years until a 10th anniversary. I can't even imagine that. Good Lord.
Hey, if we make it that far, that'd be awesome.
Good Lord. Yeah. Big Mike says, if you could expand the site or any aspect of Ranger Command, what would it be? Well, we're already starting to expand the site with some editorial content, and that's our first piece and second piece have been provided by Big Mike, 8109.
Which ties into his question later on down in the chat. Says, did my article do well?
Yeah, that was one of the ones that hit big on Google. Let me just say that it got
picked up by an aggregate, and all of a sudden we saw our view counts on the website skyrocket. We went, wait, what happened here?
And it wasn't just for that month. That was literally like the first 24 hours of it being posted, and it kept pretty steady for a few days. So yeah. Ken Glenn, welcome to the chat. Have we talked RoboGoat yet? We haven't, but we could talk RoboGoat. Robo Goat.
It's weird that my sick voice actually makes that sound better.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, but to circle back to Big Mike, um oh no, I'm gonna have to think of certain things, because if Netflix doesn't work out, or if there's no immediate streaming solution or easy access for the three of us to be on sync, we might have to put Ranger commentaries on hold. And they are oh man, Josh, what I say about keeping it friendly, family friendly. Um
We'll keep that one hidden. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. But if we have no Ranger commentaries, and I talked about this last episode, we're gonna switch more to our patrons, and they'll be able to pick certain topics. I know, like Chris P and Steve F. They've always had this perk available to them to pick a topic of the show. We'll do. It's like twice a year that they get to do that. But I mean, if they want to start suggesting deep dive topics that we want to get into, by all means, that's their right as top tier patrons. And we'll do more polls from our supporters, because there's like lore, Power Rangers lore stuff that we could get into. There's a whole bunch of different things that we could get into for the podcast. I mean, Zach, AP, is there anything you want to expand in terms of the podcast?
I mean, I'm pretty happy with how things have been going. I mean, I think we have a good even spread.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rosano Smith said, "Can you please try to get in one more subtext commentary? Do you have a suggestion?"
Yeah, maybe we can swing that.
We can bring that back for sure. And that's what we always said. If you guys want, if all of our listeners want to hear something, or you want us to talk about something, we are 100% completely open to any suggestion. Like, just, our socials, how to reach us. There's a contact form on our site. We're open to hearing topics that our listeners want to listen to. You just have to let us know, because I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what people want, except what we do behind the scenes, what we go by the numbers. We have a pretty good indication of, what people like to listen to more and stuff. So, but yeah, if there's ever a topic or a subject that you think you want to listen to or expand upon, by all means, let us know for sure.
Yeah, reach out to the podcast, reach out to any one of us, just say, hey.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys should do this, and then maybe we will.
Maybe we will. Rosano said, one thing you would want to see happen in Dino Fury. I just want
actual conversations, real people conversations.
That'd be
real
nice.
Personalities for the characters.
Mm.
Yeah.
Zach?
I wanted to hold my attention more than a Mew Soldier did.
I would just expand on what AP said. Let's get rid of the semi-hokey, the message, quote unquote. I know the producers said that the show's written for like 2 to 4 year olds. Can we bump that up to at least 7 to 9? Like,
yeah.
There's first of all, there's no way that it's. I feel like that's a cop-out answer, and I do not respect it.
Yeah.
Just personally.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of children's TV shows where they do not talk like that.
Exactly.
Actually, most children's TV shows characters do not talk like they do on Power Rangers. So. There's no reason they can't have real dialogue. It doesn't have to be mature dialogue, but just real dialogue and real personalities. That would be nice.
That'd be nice. Yeah, and who knows if whatever rumor you may think or you subscribe to, if Dino Fury is the last live action season that adapts Sentai, who knows? If that's the case, then I would want it to go out on a bang, not a whimper. Like, continue to build off of what Beast Morphers did, but improve it, do it better. But, you know, whatever the Jonathan Entwistle projects are, I'm excited for that possibility because then I know that it'll be written for a higher audience, for, you know, an audience that demands more story-based instead of this kind of like lesson of the day based storytelling. And it'll be for a different audience. And at the end of the day, I think we can all agree on, we just want Power Rangers to do better. We want it to be better. We want it to expand more. We just want it to be a success. And for any criticisms or feedback that we have of the show, it's all coming from a place of love for the franchise. I wouldn't be talking about Power Rangers on a podcast for 7 years if I didn't like the show in some aspect, if I didn't like this franchise so much. It's been a part of my life for almost 30 years. Why would I give that up? And yes, there's been some absolute terrible content that Power Rangers has produced over the years, but I think we lived through some of the worst of that on this podcast, and we're still here. We're still here. So, Luke Early says, more Star Wars discussions, winky face. I kind of have an idea for an April Fool's episode. So we'll see how that pans out.
AP just messaged our Twitter chat. Her laptop battery just died.
Oh, crap. Crap. I think maybe she didn't. Okay. Then I think that's a good point to I think that's a good point to end it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just tweeted that. So I think we're gonna wrap up the show. Yeah. So Toku Chris said, happy anniversary. I love you. Thanks for joining, Chris. I knew you were working late. But yeah, so we're gonna do our send off. I want to thank everyone for joining us in the chat. You can find AP at Secret Ranger Fan on Twitter. Zach, where can people find you?
You find me at Hollywood Zach on Twitter, on Twitch, on TikTok. I'm all over the place. Every T place I'm at.
Soon to be Twitch as well, another T place.
Yeah, I did say Twitch, yep.
Well, I was looking at the chat, so I glossed over. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at TrekkieB47. I want to thank everyone for joining us. So many people in the chat. Thank you so much. Ranger Nation, let us know what you think. If you have questions, you can email us at rangercommandpowerhour@gmail.com or check us out at rangercommand.com. We're on Twitter at rangercommandph and on Instagram and Facebook at rangercommandpowerhour, all one word. You're watching us on YouTube. Subscribe, and hopefully we'll have more content than just live episodes and Toy Fair demonstrations. But look for that in the future. Tinder, we are not on there, Ken Glenn. But,
I tried. I never matched with anybody, so I gave up.
All right. So thank you, everyone, for watching. We definitely love all of you. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We
owe it all to you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you.
You're the best.
And I'm doing the thanks and goodbye.
And we're out.
And we're out.